Welcome to the OLSG Rundown episode 2.
You did it again.
I'm really good with words.
Take 3.
This is Clayton Voiles. I'm joined by Matt Murray and Brad List to give you semi-serious but really not commentary on our league. Gents, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Matt Murray, and I'm awesome at fantasy football.
What's your team name?
Oh, what is my team name? Is it?
It's Dumpster Fire.
It's the Dumpster Fire.
That's how good you are at fantasy football.
It was these nuts for so long I couldn't remember what it was.
I remember your name because you whooped me this week.
Well, you were on running backs 4 and 5, so I don't feel too confident about the beatdown I put on you.
Yeah.
And other person, introduce yourself. What's your team name?
Yeah, I'm Help Ibranda. My name is Brad List. Get it?
Everyone just got it from the first time.
It helped. It helped when you said it.
Yeah.
Enough looking at your faces. So here we are to talk about the league and run down a few things. But first, a couple boring commissioner things. Dues. Brad List, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I get this one. Let's see. Yeah, check that out. First and Cole, Dumpster Fire, which is my king of Cotway and Goat Busters, have not paid, which means you're not eligible to win the weekly prize, which doesn't matter because none of you won it anyway this week. But
send
you're
you a
disappointed.
FedEx box full of pennies.
Just for the record, if you're not paid up by, we'll say by Sunday's game, start of the game Sunday, if you're not paid up by then, you don't get a chance to win the weekly prize for having the high score.
Right. All right. Next topic. The Empire League proposal. Last week, we explained the Empire League proposal. Again, the idea was we will go ahead and each year, some of the money will go into an Empire fund, and it'll be set aside until someone wins the league in back-to-back years. At that point, they will get all the money in the Empire fund, and the league will end. So we asked everyone to vote. Right now, we have 2 yeses, 2 nos. So we have one more week left on this vote, and then we'll make a decision based on the voice of the people. So there is a link in the email. Please click it and vote if you've not yet voted. If you have questions about what this all means, please contact Brad List or myself. Do not contact Murray.
No.
Murray, who hasn't paid his dues, probably hasn't voted for that either.
I probably haven't, but I'm pro Empire League. I think it's awesome.
Let's do it.
There you go. All right. On to everything else. So if you're looking for a trade, you want to challenge somebody, you got a burn or whatever, let us know. We'll put it in the video. Also, if you want to join us and be a special guest, let me know. Otherwise, we'll continue to press gang people to join us. If you have an idea for a segment, also let us know. If it's mostly hilarious, we'll probably do it. So
I would like to offer Des Bryant up for trade.
It's actually on the list. Brad List still has Des Bryant on his bench.
He's going to have 30 this week.
Notice, Brad List, what a great bench you have right now. It leads you to victory. So looking at this past week, Brad and Murray, what kind of jumps out to you guys? What good things, what bad things did you see?
Andy Hendricks is terrible at fantasy football.
We've known this for years.
Who's more terrible, Joe or Andy? It was a close battle.
Okay, so I have a question, a trivia question. Is Joe's beatdown the worst we've ever seen in our league? 138 to 64? I've never seen anything like that.
I don't know. It can't be the worst. Maybe it is.
I mean, that's more than double his score. Is my math right on that?
It's more, he lost by more points than he scored. That is true.
I did no research for this, and I can't see the screen. But has Tyler Wellborn made any moves yet?
Tyler Wellborn, also known as Vandalay Industries, he's made no moves. May God have mercy on his soul. Yet he is continuing to do very well and has won the high points score 2 weeks in a row.
I was gonna say, is he 2 or 3 weeks? Just 2. I know he has 2 weeks. So.
2 weeks in a row.
What's Hendricks' record?
That's not great commentary, Murray. Those are just random questions spitting out because you can't see his screen.
I know I can't,
All right, so looking at the divisions right now, we have Yabba, Dabba, and
He's
Do.
not even going to answer.
Dabba is clearly the best division. It's full of winners. So I'm going to point this out. No losing records. But this is a reminder of how the playoffs work. The division winners all are guaranteed a spot in the playoffs, plus the next three best records, which right now all exist in the Dabba division. So sucks for everyone here because
yeah. So I'm in fourth place, even though I'm 3-0. This is poppycock.
Yeah. Yep.
That's how it works in divisions.
Score more points.
Yeah. Win more. Defeat your friend. So yeah,
my team's actually really bad. I'll give you some commentary right there.
I'm gonna give you 30 seconds on why your team is bad.
Because I'm starting Javorius Allen. There's one
who keeps stealing touchdowns from my guy.
Oh, he is the touchdown vulture. Because Devontae Freeman's on my team. That's pretty pathetic.
I think the problem is you're a Packers fan and therefore have Geronimo Allison and Devontae Adams on your team.
Well, that's because Geronimo Allison is awesome and is probably the number 2 on that team now.
He's so awesome that you keep him on your bench?
Yeah, well, Chris Hogan is probably going to get dropped because that dude is garbage. So that's another reason my team's terrible. But thankfully, Drew Brees has been lighting it up and bailing me out. So him and Buck Allen. So that's not where you want to be when Jesus comes back, but that's where I am.
All right, and we were talking about Brad List, fantastic bench.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at Andy. I think Andy Hendricks, also known as Screwed by the Bell, has an interesting team. Do you remember he started off the year with Le'Veon Bell on the bench because of his holdout? He then did a trade with myself where he gave me who did he give me? Julio Jones for James Conner. And at first I thought I won that trade, but now that Le'Veon's going to be traded, it sounds like he could end up winning this with 2 RB1s. So what are you guys' thoughts on Andy's team and the trade thus far?
I don't know. I didn't like the trade to start with. I tried to talk him out of it. I'm not going to lie. But
fine. It was his idea to give me Galladay. I actually really liked that and appreciated it.
Oh, I know. That makes it even worse. I
do like that he picked up Ryan Fitzpatrick at his QB. That's money.
Yeah, I think he's coming back to earth, though.
He's only down to 28 points.
Yeah. He's just going to keep throwing more interceptions every week. But I don't know. If Lev Bell gets traded, then it's probably more even than what we think. And Calvin Ridley is going off, too, on the so maybe, I don't know, maybe Julio's going to be sharing a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. So that's looking good for Andy at this point. So I guess take a moment here. Let's talk about the research tab. I'm not sure if everyone's actually aware of this, and people like Joe Huffpower could really benefit from it. If you look under research, you can take a look at a few different things like transaction trends and see who being added the most, who's being dropped the most. So for some example, you can see here some of the top drops and some of the top adds across Yahoo. Also, a few things here. You can go ahead and you can look at who's hot.
I'm really a big fan of the points against option, so you can see which teams are suck against the run or suck against the wide receivers.
That's a good one.
You know who to play.
Or like here, you can see kind of who's hot in the league, and you can actually tell immediately who's on waiver wires. So for people that maybe need to get some more wide receivers or QBs,
looks like Clay's got his eye on Tyler Boyd, everybody. Let's go. Everybody put a bid in for him.
Go for it.
Let's mess with Clay.
And I only got about $350 left in my fab budget, so I don't think I got a chance.
So this is worth pointing out to some of the people who never use the website or suck at fantasy football. Here's some good things for you to go and look at. All right, what else stands out to you guys? Any other notes from teams this year or this week?
I'm always a big fan of seeing what silliness Andrew Minshall's up to. So that's all. Take a look at, and in the PayPal pool, he claims to already have broken fingers, so I don't have to break his thumbs to get his money. So that was nice. Not really anything to do with his team, though.
He's doing all right, except he is in trouble now with Jimmy G out. So hopefully he realizes that and replaces him with a different quarterback.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey's looking pretty good, but I think he's on bye this week. So hopefully he realizes that too. Or is he on bye this week?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
I've got him in my other league.
Yeah, me too.
All right, time for a crowd favorite segment, the Huffbauer Handicap. What in the world are the two Huffbauers doing? First of all, I have a grievance that I need to lodge against Bradley Huffbauer because this week Bradley Huffbauer is king of Katwe because he wants you to talk to him about Uganda. And he beat another Voiles by less than a point.
Ugh, disgusting.
This is my brother Sean Voiles.
With an 89.
He again insults my family. And in case you don't remember what I'm talking about, let it be known that last year in the championship, he beat me by 0.08 points to win the championship. It still bothers me to this day that this guy defeated me by 0.08 points.
And that's one of the better pictures of him from that night.
Yeah, this is the one I can put up where YouTube won't ban us.
Yeah, what's the language policy, Clay, on YouTube? I should have asked you beforehand.
This is good. What you've done so far is good.
Okay.
I also like to point out with Joe Huffbauer, it's tough being him first in Cole because he has the most points scored against him at 352, but he also has the least amount of points scored. So he's a man of extremes, covering the spread.
And it's all exemplified in this week's score of his matchup this week. It's awful.
So some friendly advice to Joe. First in Cole.
Draft better.
Package some people. You can do some trades. You have two good tight ends. Maybe package them together. Aaron Rodgers. See what else you can get in return.
Joe, I'll make a trade with you. Let's talk.
Any advice for first and Cole, Joe?
Oof.
Let's
Not
see.
really.
Start Jordy Nelson. He had 170
nothing.
yards.
Yeah. What did he start Jay Ajayi last week?
It looks like it. He doesn't mess with his team, his lineup, but once maybe a month.
He did and scored 0 points.
I was gonna say I think he was inactive, but
that hurts, Joe. You usually want to play people who play, like this guy that scored you 23 points.
Let's not get down in the weeds here, though.
All right. Thank you for joining us for the Huffbauer Handicap. Now we're moving on to the next segment, which is trivia time. So
let's go.
First question. We're going to see.
Is there a prize for who?
Pride. It's always pride. So here's what we're doing. I want to find out from you guys the top 5 fantasy football scores of season to date after week 3, not including QBs. We're going to go back and forth until one of you gets it wrong. And we're going to start with Murray since he's our guest.
All right. Not including QBs.
Not including QBs. Our top fantasy football scores.
This is to date.
To date.
All right. In any particular order?
Nope. Just guess them.
The top scores.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see here. Man. Todd Gurley.
Correct. Brad List?
Alvin Kamara had one.
That is correct. So far, that is number 1 and number 2. Back to Murray.
All right. Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill is number 4. Well done.
I know James Conner had a big game first week.
James Conner is number 6.
Oh,
so that's not in the top 5. Murray, let's see if you can seal the deal. Can you give us another one?
All right. Michael Thomas.
That's correct. Which is an insult to Brad List since he's on Brad List's team.
Michael Thomas has not had a.
He's been awesome.
What the top?
There you go. Number 3 is Melvin Gordon. So these are our top 5 non-QB scores so far.
Oh, I thought you were saying one game.
No.
That's why I had to clarify to date.
I thought you were saying who had the highest single game. That's what I was thinking. That's
sounds like an excuse.
Yeah, all right.
All right, Murray wins that way. Congratulations, Murray.
Hey, does that mean I don't have to pay my dues?
Means you get an extra bushel of corn in your harvest. Congratulations.
That's fantastic.
All right. Next amount of trivia. So today, looking at some statistics, I was looking at RBs versus in-the-box defenders. So when teams are stacking the box and making it hard for them. So what we're going to talk about is the top 5 RBs with the highest average of in-the-box defenders. We're also going to talk about RBs versus the lowest. So what we're going to try and show everyone here is RBs that things should get better for them because teams shouldn't stack it as much versus teams right now, kind of the opposite of it. So what I want to hear from you guys is you can choose either one, but we're going to do top 5. Ooh. So Brad List, you're going to go first this time. You choose which category and give me a player.
So you're looking for top 5 running backs against teams that stack the box against them.
Correct.
All right. I'm going to go, my first guess, team with a terrible quarterback, Jordan Howard.
That is incorrect, but that is a really good guess.
Huh.
Murray?
All right, so I got to guess in the same category?
Either one, you choose.
Oh. All right, I will go the other one. The least amount of defenders in the box, and I will say Alvin Kamara.
So you both suck at this game, but it's also a difficult game. Here are the answers. I bring this up because I thought it's interesting and it's helpful for everyone to look at things like this. So we can tell that right now, Royce Freeman, things are going to get better for him. Same thing for Alex Collins. Box is being stacked against these guys.
Okay, where do you find these stats?
I work very hard for you and for the league and for myself.
Amazing. You should be winning the league, aren't you?
Well, I will say that if we look at ratings and levels, I am the number 1 platinum.
What's your record though this year, Clay?
In honor of that, I have platinum teeth. Let's see, right now I am 2-1, which is pretty darn good.
All right.
Yeah, you are 1-2. That's the opposite of what I am. Sort of. And then you can take a look here. Rashad Penny, he just must suck because he is not getting a stacked box. So there you go. So a little bit of trivia, hopefully to enlighten you, frustrate you, whatever needs to happen.
Nice.
So moving on to our final segment. Get to know your league mates. Murray, I'm going to ask 10 questions. I need rapid fire answers. No time to be offended, confused. Don't do the all shucks. I just need answers. Are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
What's your job?
Farmer.
What do you do for fun?
Drink.
Have you ever posed nude for a cowboy-themed photograph?
No.
That's a shame. Is your entire family Purdue fans?
No.
How often does your wife physically beat you?
Once a week.
What do you do in your combine besides steering during harvest?
Listen to Fantasy Football Podcast.
Do you actually steer a combine, or is it a super fancy one that does it itself?
It does it itself. I just listened to Fantasy Football Podcast.
Why are you even in the combine?
Because somebody has to turn it around.
All right. What is your favorite fantasy football resource? Could be podcast, website.
Fantasy Footballers Podcast.
Nice. Good one. What was the last thing you watched on Netflix?
Ooh.
Faster.
Yeah, I don't remember. Probably a kid show.
Understand. What's the nerdiest thing about you?
Oh, fantasy football. It's so bad.
Yeah. Which submarines do you prefer? Those that go underwater or those that go in your mouth hole?
Underwater.
Who would you rather wrestle to the death? Andy Hendricks, your wife, or Scott Dixon?
Ooh, definitely not Scott Dixon. Andy Hendricks.
Who's your favorite fantasy player ever?
Ever? Ooh. Tyreek Hill.
Who's your least favorite or most disappointing player?
I'm going to go with my recency bias and Rashad Penny.
And why in the world are you a Packers fan?
I don't know.
You're a Packers fan?
Yeah, my whole family's Packers fans.
You're
so
out
it's
of
just
the
like
league.
it's just like an influence from birth. So I can't help it.
Unacceptable.
You and Joe Hoffbauer, Packers fans.
I mean,
I will say Bradley Huffbar yesterday was talking about the Vikings and he called them his team.
Ooh.
I got very angry.
Honestly, since I started playing fantasy football, the only team I really care about is mine. So,
yeah. Brad List, any revelations from that? Any disgust?
I had no idea who Scott Dixon was. Had to Google it real quick.
He's in another league. Me and Andy are in, and we got drunk one year, and he beat me up twice at the draft. So some stuff went down, but we're good friends.
Good. All right, this is the end of the podcast. Any last comments, challenges, insults?
Joe, let's make a trade.
Never trade with List. You always lose. Don't do it. Also, Andy Henrik still sucks at football.
All right, you heard it here. Good luck, everyone, this week, unless your last name is Huffbauer. Goodbye.